Today on UT Today, big changes on the Strip. Cumberland Avenue gets a major revamp.
And climbing the hill is bad enough, but who wants to do it in heels? The cause is bringing people together.
And Rocky Top gets a new coach. Rick Barnes moved to the Volunteer State. Coming up on UT Today.
We pass through the Strip all the time, and it's definitely made us decide to go somewhere else instead of the Strip, just because of how much it can get backed up.
Began last week on Cumberland Avenue's big makeover, and some say it's already causing problems. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tiffany Jackson.
And I'm Rowan Belogan.
The redesign of Cumberland Avenue has finally begun. The city hopes to make the area more pedestrian friendly.
I looked into how the construction has backed up traffic. April 6th was the start of the Cumberland Avenue Corridor project, and since then, it has been driving some people crazy.
Some car almost hit us right over here because they were trying to turn and we're trying to get in here, and it really wasn't even our fault. It's something that we couldn't avoid. Philip
and Alexandra Lance have already decided other actions to avoid the traffic.
We might end up just start riding our bikes more because we don't like to deal with the traffic, and then just, definitely don't want to get in a wreck.
With the switch from 4 to 2 lanes, it's no surprise that will cause a lot of traffic. And for that very reason is why students are saying it's taking them a much longer time to get on campus. So I decided to test it out. I drove down from the Alcoa Highway exit and immediately hit traffic as soon as I got off. Now, traffic was moving, but it just wasn't at the pace we were once used to. Once the lane shifted back to 4 and traffic was flowing again, I decided to park. The total time was almost 8 minutes. Imagine this kind of traffic during rush hour. Delays like this is why project manager Ann Wallace urges people to stay prepared.
If you're not preparing ahead of time, be sure to add some extra commute time if you're not choosing one of the alternate detours.
Component of Phase 1 is expected to begin in June and last until the end of the year. Wallace says there will be an app available at the end of the month to help people navigate through the city. The entire project is expected to be completed in August of 2017.
It's been a few rocky years on Rocky Top for the men's basketball team, but now the fourth coach in 4 years hopes to change that.
That's right, guys. A coach search isn't uncommon here at UT, but getting the job done in 4 days is. That's the amount of time it took Dave Hart in the athletic department to announce Rick Barnes as the new Tennessee basketball coach. Barnes served as head coach at Texas for 17 years, and while there, he maintained a pretty impressive track record. He made the NCAA tournament 16 times out of his 17 years with the program. We will have more on Rick Barnes and his transition to Tennessee later in sports. Back to you all.
Thanks, Catherine. The University of Tennessee is always finding new ways to celebrate diversity around campus. Its most recent endeavor, a national movement called Everyone Matters. With that volunteer spirit, many organizations, sponsors, and students dispersed around campus to celebrate and work towards the one goal. This year, the campus came together encouraging everyone to accept others, but also themselves. Tanisha Jenkins, Director of Multicultural Student Life at the University of Tennessee, says her goal was clear.
It's part of who we are. It makes us all better because we're preparing students, faculty, and staff to work in a global society and to make change as good, committed citizens.
Students were even out taking Vol selfies to promote the campaign through social media. The university places a huge emphasis on diversifying campus, and Jenkins says the outcome is invaluable. We'll keep you up to date on many events going on around campus that promote diversity.
Tennessee has sparked controversy in the past when it comes to sexual education for high school students. But now a study says the volunteer state is behind compared to the rest of the U.S. UT Today reporter Caitlin Klein discovered that what students at UT are doing to close that gap.
In this year's study of reproductive health and rights done by the Population Institute, 15 states were considered to have failing scores. Tennessee was one of those 15. A big reason behind that grade is the level of sex education given to students in high schools. High schools are teaching mostly abstinence and predominantly heterosexual-based sexual education. Nikki Hackenbrack, co-chair of Sexual Empowerment and Awareness at Tennessee, says that the F for the state is totally unacceptable, but not entirely surprising.
These kinds of programs perpetuate sexism, heterosexism. They allow rape culture to happen. They allow negative perceptions of hookup culture to persist.
Other students attending Sex Week activities also expressed their dissatisfaction with the sexual education they received in high school.
Most of the conversation just revolved around the best way to prevent everything is abstinence.
I actually don't really remember my high school sex education.
It's always basically said, you know, if you have sex before marriage, it'll take a piece of your heart, you will be emotionally damaged for the rest of your life, you'll never be able to be in a normal relationship.
Hackenbrack hopes events like Sex Week, which promotes a positive and open discussion about sex for college students, will help fill the holes the high school education has left open. She invites anyone and everyone that wants more information about sex or sexual education to go to the Sex Week's website. Reporting for UT Today, I'm Caitlin Klein.
An uncomfortable walk behind a powerful message in honor of Sexual Assault Awareness Month. UT Today reporter Whitney Shelton climbs the hill in heels with some unlikely advocates.
April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and UT hosted an event, Hike to the Hill in Heels, which encourages men and women to hike from where I'm standing right now at the Torchbearer in high heels all the way to Ayers Hall.
To endure a very uncomfortable half-mile hike in heels is what over 120 people did on UT's campus, and it was all for a good cause.
Ashley Blamey, director for the Center of Health Education and Wellness, says to create real change, we have to be uncomfortable as a community and get talking about an uncomfortable topic.
They encourage both men and women in the community to participate, to raise awareness to the issue of sexual assault.
Colin Gatlin says he put his heels on because he wanted to shine light on the subject because everyone needs to be aware.
And show that we want a better, a better community around campus, and this kind of stuff isn't really necessary.
Center for Health Education and Wellness hopes that students will see the event and be more aware of the issue, as well as help prevent it in the future. Funds raised at the event are going to the Sexual Assault Center of East Tennessee, which will be used for victims and families of sexual assault in our community. The Center for Health Education and Wellness will be hosting a series of events during the next few weeks for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. You can find these listed on our website.
That was a rough walk for me, and I walk in heels all the time, so I can imagine how much dedication these men have for sexual assault awareness.
For UT Today, I'm Whitney Shelton.
All the events happening in the month of April for sexual assault awareness, like Whitney said, can be found on our website, uttodaytv.com.
Fraternities have been under fire the past few months with incidents at Oklahoma University, the University of Michigan, and the University of Virginia. UT Today reporter Reed Perryman finds out how one UT fraternity is going against the grain.
If you visit UT's Campus House of Prayer on a Monday evening, you'll see something unexpected, a group of 8 college men and 1 older man studying the Bible. These men hold 2 bonds of brotherhood. They all believe Jesus died for their sins, and they also belong to the same fraternity, Pi Kappa Alpha, or Pike for short. The Zeta chapter of Pi Kappa Alpha lost its charter and received suspension from the university after an alcohol-related incident back in the fall of 2012. Even though these men lost their main avenue of campus involvement that semester, Colin, Christian, James, Tyler, Andre, Corey, Trey, and Bennett refused to stop pursuing brotherhood. Bennett Pruitt serves as the Bible Studies chaplain this year. For him, the Bible study acts as both a way to maintain that brotherhood and as an avenue to grow in his faith.
When you have the community taken away from you and then your main avenue of getting together is down here with your pledge brothers, and your focus is then 100% on what's going on in the Word.
Rick Coleman, a former Zeta Chapter Pike president, has led groups of young Pikes since 2000. Even though he leads them, they often bless him more than he blesses them.
Pi Kappa Alpha plans to return to UT's campus in the fall of 2016. Plenty of people opt for using bikes around campus instead of cars, but have you ever wondered why?
Next, we'll tell you more about a program that lets UT students rent bikes to get around more quickly.
And we'll tell you about a UT program that bridges the gap between local community colleges and the university coming up next.
Our parents raised us in the car business. They've taught us the golden rule.
We just have what we call the Fox Toyota promise. And once you buy from us, we're going to take care of you, we're going to treat you like family, and you're going to be a customer here for many, many years.
We still have customers that come in that my dad sold, and we've sold their children, we're selling their grandchildren.
That's what makes us family.
We just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for choosing Fox Toyota in Clinton.
Far beyond our campus. As Lady Vol and Academic All-American, Candace Parker set new standards. Now she electrifies fans in LA. Keeping the lights on there and across the country is the work of Professor Elu Liu. Her research on the power grid puts UT at the forefront of this national issue. Candace Parker and Elu Liu, two exceptional women. Both chose Tennessee. Big Orange, big ideas.
1969, the UT Federal Credit Union was founded by a group of university staff and faculty. Since then, UT-FCU has provided the community with excellent customer service, free financial education, and some of the best rates in the area. With locations in Knoxville, Martin, and Memphis, UT-FCU has convenient financing for your vehicle, mortgage, or business. Even better, almost anyone in Knox, Anderson, Blount, Loudoun, or Union County can bank at UT. With UT Federal Credit Union, you'll find orange is the new gold.
You may have noticed more bike lanes and places to park your bicycle in Knoxville.
Well, there's a reason for that. Reporter Lindsay Jennings uncovers that cyclists' dream town may be Knoxville.
From downtown to the Greenway to UT's campus, Knoxville is seeing more bikers. The League of American Bicyclists just awarded Knoxville a bronze medal for its second consecutive year. The medal was awarded for making Knoxville more biker-friendly. Robert Fishman, UT's bike shop manager, says their efforts with the Rent-A-Bike program continues to grow.
Actually just bought this semester an additional 40 bikes to put into the program because we were selling out every single semester.
The outdoor program allows UT students to come in and rent a bike for $40 per semester.
To join the university's biking community, all you have to do is fill one of these out, go over standard procedures, and you'll be on your way.
Fishman says they go over procedures to make sure each student has a good biking experience.
We give people kind of the opportunity to learn how to bike around both campus and the town in a safe and lawful manner.
UT student Sam Farmer says renting a bike has made his semester easier.
The reason I ride my bike is it's just more convenient for me. Like when I walk to class, it takes me anywhere from 20-25 minutes living over by Crown. So when I ride the bike, uphill it's a little bit of an inconvenience, but it takes me at least maybe half the time to get there so I can sleep later, which is always good.
Fishman says he hopes UT continues to help make Knoxville more biker friendly. For UT Today, I'm Lindsay Jennings.
Tennessee Valley Bikes in Knoxville also has a Rent-A-Bike program. They have everything from mountain bikes to children's bikes for rents.
The Volunteer Bridge program gives students who are not accepted into UT the opportunity to get the full vol experience while taking classes at Pellissippi State Community College. The students live in Massey Hall, receive a vol card, can buy a meal plan, and can even attend UT sporting events. This is just the 4th year for the program, so they're still working out some kinks. I met one bridge student who's dealing with the biggest issue, transportation. Duke Yates is one of the few lucky students who got a second chance to attend their dream school.
God really blessed me with this opportunity.
He is currently in the Volunteer Bridge program and says it's been a great experience. There's just one problem. He doesn't currently have a vehicle, and transportation is not provided by either campus, which means Duke has to walk.
I wanted to give you an idea of just how far the walk is for Duke. Here we go. The distance from Massey Hall on UT's campus, where Duke lives, to Pellissippi's Division Street campus is about 2.5 miles. It just took me 10 minutes to drive that far, so you can imagine the effect it has on Duke's routine.
The walk is pretty tough, because since we do live in Knoxville, there are so many hills to go up and down, and just, it's unbearable sometimes.
But thanks to Duke's roommate and other friends he's met through the Bridge program, he doesn't have to take that 40-minute walk every day.
The greatest thing about them is that they do it because they feel like doing it, not because they're looking for something in return for driving you to school, but they do it just because they want to.
Jason Master Giovanni, the director of the program, says they are aware of the problem and are working to implement a system for the main Pellissippi campus by fall.
Yeah, we're working on a positive solution towards that, and one of the reliefs to that is going to be getting students out to Hardin Valley on the bus.
Although the walk can be rough, Duke stays positive because he knows he has friends who will always be there to pick him up. Mr. Giovanni says they currently have 160 students in the Bridge program and are hoping to have over 200 next year. The bus system is just part of their plans to continue growing the program.
As the school year winds down, student government looks back over its successful year. And here to talk to us about those accomplishments is SGA President Kelsey Kenny herself. Kelsey, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. So the first question, how was your reign as president?
Oh gosh, wow. Well, that reign that's coming to an end now, it was a wonderful year. It was challenging, it was crazy, had some curveballs. You know, people always told me that you can't really know how to prepare to be the SGA president and to serve in that role for a year. You can have the knowledge and know the understanding of how the organization works, but the year's just gonna throw different things at you and you have to be willing to take whatever comes. And looking back on it now, it was pretty great. Had amazing people to work with, and I don't think I'd change anything. I know a couple tricks I might, you know, if I had another year to do it, would do, but it was awesome.
I think you've done a great job.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
And you were the first SGA president to kind of deal with this whole opt-in thing.
Yes.
So you've seen it from the start to where it's now. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Opt-in was something we knew was coming up because we'd seen the policy go through, you know, the legislature and go through the board of trustees. So we knew it was coming up, but we didn't really even know how big of an impact it was going to play on our campus. And it was the first big thing we had to handle as an SGA administration this year, educating students what it even was and telling them, hey, you're gonna have two options and it's going to affect programming on campus and what you're able to attend and how we can allocate resources to organizations. And I think we did pretty well as far as doing that education. We had around 83% of students opt in the first semester and around 92% of students taking 6 hours or more opt in. Those numbers have remained pretty consistent this year, but I would encourage future SGA, keep doing that education because it's not really all the way there until 100% students are opting in or until we don't have this policy at all.
And you guys did this video here that we're showing about informing people about opting in, and you kind of did it in a fun way. So you want your advice to the next SGA president, keep informing
Keep telling people what it is. There's option 1 and then there's option 2. Option 1 is where you do say, I want my $19.46 to go towards campus programming, and the option 2 means you don't want it to go to that and therefore it's going to go somewhere else and you can't attend those programs if you don't want to pay extra money. But it's so easy for people to forget that. I even had friends who told me, hey, I accidentally forgot to opt in and now I have to pay $30 for a ticket at the Clarence Brown Theater. So it's just being consistent.
Right, thank you. That was one of your biggest things that you guys did.
I would say,
Another thing is last year you and Connor kind of had a very fun campaign, and you did a video that kind of, I think, went viral. Pretty awesome.
That was the goal.
And I don't know if you know, but we have that video. We're going to show it, and here it is.
Oh my gosh.
So it's how did you guys come up with this concept?
Well, when we were going through the campaign process, we just knew we had to be ourselves. We weren't politicians. We weren't, you know, that wasn't who we were. We were just regular students who wanted to get to know people on a personal level, so we wanted to relate to them this way.
And you guys did, and I think that's what got you guys to win, because you guys were being yourself.
Yeah, we just to dance to Beyonce.
Thank
Vote for
Kelsey.
us.
Thank you so much, Kelsey. We appreciate you. Next to Lady Vols, we take a closer look at one of the newest additions to the team when we come back.
Our parents raised us in the car business. They've taught us the golden rule.
We just have what we call the Fox Toyota Promise, and once you buy from us, we're going to take care of you, we're going to treat you like family, and you're going to be a customer here for many, many years.
We still have customers that come in that my dad sold, and we've sold their children, we're selling their grandchildren.
That's what makes us family.
We just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for choosing Fox Toyota in Clinton.
The energy at Tennessee reaches far beyond our campus. As Lady Vol and academic All-American, Candace Parker set new standards. Now she electrifies fans in LA. Keeping the lights on there and across the country is the work of Professor Elu Liu. Her research on the power grid puts UT at the forefront of this national issue. Candace Parker and Elu Liu, two exceptional women. Both chose Tennessee. Big Orange big ideas.
You know, coaching searches aren't unfamiliar at UT, but Rick Barnes says he's in for the long haul. UT Today reporter Catherine Donnelly has the details.
Thanks, Tiffany. Like we mentioned earlier, Rick Barnes is the new coach of Tennessee basketball. When he was offered the position, he said he knew expectations would be high, but it didn't stop him from joining the Vols on Rocky Top.
I know what the University of Tennessee and the great fan base here is about. I know that. And so I know when people talk about Rocky Top, I know what they're talking about. And with that said, I'm telling you, I am excited to stand here before you today, and I truly know that I'm blessed to have this opportunity.
We've heard what Barnes thinks, but what about his new job? But what about the fans? I asked students about the new coach.
I think it's a really, it's a high-level hire. I think, he's made the NCAA tournament 16 out of 17 years he was at Texas, and so I think it's to bring a lot of stability, and that's what we need right now.
I think, Texas's loss is Tennessee's gain in that sense.
I've heard he's had, good tournament records, so that's exciting to hear.
I think Rick Barnes is a great hire for this university. He has an excellent track record at Texas, and I think we did an amazing job within 4 days to get someone that's a quality head coach.
Tennessee has another star softball pitcher making headlines. UT Today sports reporter Megan Wood finds out how one player is stopping the presses.
Pitching phenom Aaron Gabriel made headlines for UT softball after fanning 16 batters in the 46th no-hitter in Tennessee history.
While it's going on, you really have no clue what's happening. The no-hitter that I threw, actually, we were only up by 1 run until the bottom of the 6th inning, so I had nothing on my mind except going out there and just keeping my team in the ball game, making sure that I got 3 outs.
Co-head coach Karen Weekly says Gabriel's confidence has excelled in her time as ace pitcher for the team.
I think it's just a matter of Erin trusting her pitches. When Erin goes out there and doesn't think about the opponent, the outcomes, and just focuses on Erin in the process, Erin can be very, very good.
We always talk to Karen about having a process on the mound and really worrying about your process and not trying to switch it to the hitters you're throwing to or to the team you're playing against. So just sticking to my process before I get on the mound in each pitch.
In less than 2 short weeks, Gabriel compiled a no-hitter and a 5-inning perfect game for UT. It is only her junior campaign, so that means she might be on track to breaking records of some of her very favorite softball players from UT. For UT Today, I'm Megan Wood.
The Lady Vols softball team's next home game is today at 2 at Lee Softball Stadium. The Tennessee Lady Vols
short of their 9th national championship this season, but the future is still bright on Rocky Top with the help of this super sophomore. UT Today reporter Alfred Talaferro talked to Diamond DeShields to see how she is getting ready for next season.
Puts up the jump hook, no good.
For consecutive seasons, the Tennessee Lady Vols season ends with an Elite Eight exit, but it was without the help of one talented guard. Meet Diamond DeShields. She transferred to the University of Tennessee from North Carolina at the end of last season. During her freshman campaign in North Carolina, she averaged 18 points and 5 rebounds. She was also named NCAA's Women's College Freshman of the Year. But now she starts a new chapter in her career as a Lady Vol.
The main reason why I wanted to be here was just had a lot to do with a childhood dream and just me fulfilling that dream. I've always wanted to be a part of this program, and thankful for Holly for giving me the opportunity to be able to come and be a part of it. She had a huge part of me coming here, just me being comfortable, having her at the head coaching position, and knowing that, that was going to be my head coach. I've had a pre-existing relationship with Holly.
Not only does Tennessee gain a scorer on the court, but they gain quite the competitor.
You're going to probably get a lot of attitude, an aggressive mentality. I want to win, so if that's what you want to do, then let's do it.
DeShields also will have to avoid the high expectations since both her parents were athletes themselves.
No, I'm just glad none of them played basketball. Maybe if I ran track or maybe if I played softball, but I don't really, mom is mom and dad is dad. They try not to bring their sports backgrounds and lay that burden on me.
Not only can Rocky Top expect a talented player on the court, she can even show her moves off the court.
I've always I don't even know if I'm a good dancer, but it don't really matter. My song come on, I'm gonna move a little bit.
For UT Today, Alfred Talaferro reporting.
We're looking forward to seeing her next season. That's all for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Catherine. Coming up, we all know kids can be very creative, but just how much?
We'll show you how a group of students put their art on display in Knoxville next.
My favorite part about being a Vol and being a part of the Vol family is that we're one Tennessee.
Being from Tennessee and being able to go to school at the University of Tennessee was an honor for me.
My scholarship means so much to me. It's really a blessing.
My message to the Tennessee Fund donors would be just to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to pursue my dreams.
We appreciate everything that you guys do for us.
Thank you so much. It really does mean a lot to me and my teammates.
Vol fans, there's one penalty that is not reviewable.
Where's your orange? It's Friday.
And you're not wearing orange.
You gonna really come out here with no orange on?
Do not forget to support your Vols by wearing your orange on Fridays.
Got to be kidding me.
Show us your orange and avoid getting a penalty flag thrown your way on Big Orange Friday.
Come on, man.
Big Orange is our color. Big ideas feed the fire of the volunteer. When you see 16 million colors on a computer screen, understand a Tennessee graduate helped put them there. A Tennessee graduate made it possible for you to hold a conversation with a satellite in the palm of your hand. Our ideas touch your life in ways you can't imagine. Orange is simply a color. Big Orange is a way of life.
The University of Tennessee. Big Orange, big ideas.
With the flowers blooming and temperatures warming up, it's springtime here in Knoxville. UT Today reporter Paxton Elrod has the story on one event making the city come to life.
The Dogwood Arts Festival is back and in full bloom for the entire month of April.
And although these trees are breathtaking and these signs are rather easy to follow, it's the exhibits that are located indoors that are raising attention at this year's festival.
One of the more unique exhibits of the festival this year is Synergy. The artists that have their work displayed in this exhibit only consist of students in kindergarten all the way up through 12th grade. Jim Dotson, board member for the Dogwood Arts Festival, sees Synergy as an outlet for these students.
It gives the student an opportunity to show off their work in a professional setting.
Some of these kids simply apply for the awards they could win, but some students submit work for reasons all their own.
We have a student who actually is legally blind, and she was able to create a piece of artwork and submit it.
Synergy has opened so many doors for young artists in this area, and Jim Dodson sees no end in sight to the good it can truly bring to our community. Reporting for UT Today with the scary, the unique, and the cheesy, I'm Paxton Elrod.
That is very impressive. You know, when I was little, I was lucky to get a picture on the refrigerator.
I wish I was as talented as those kids. The Cheeto, the last shot there, all I knew was Play-Doh. That's all I could do. I can finger paint, but I could have never done anything like that.
No, absolutely not. Well, thanks for joining us. I'm Tiffany Jackson.
And I'm Rowan Belogan. See you next week. I think we did good. Everything well considered.